Alright, thought I'd do another review. I did a review on this like 6 years ago, so you can go back to my channel and check it out. But if you're looking for kind of a wildlife sports budget lens, you don't do it that often, or whatnot, you're just kind of looking for something to have in your bag, this is the one I recommend. Now, Canon, Nikon, Pentax, they all have similar lenses to this, but I'll tell you why I recommend this Tamron 70 to 300 more than I do those here in a second. But all those lenses are, as far compared to this Tamron, they're all image quality, they're all around the same. They all cost, the actual name brand ones will cost a little bit more. But as far as image quality, you're not really going to see that much difference. So that's why I'm going to recommend this, because the cool feature it has. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see that, I just took this outside. This lens isn't water resistant, but I went for a walk and it was kind of drizzling. And it holds up fine, so don't worry about that. So as far as the build quality on this, it's made of plastic. It's a cheaper lens. New, it's $180. Used, you could buy it around $100. It makes it a very affordable lens, and you can get some really good pictures with this. So the cool feature, which I like about this, is it has this little cool macro feature on it. You could switch it in this macro feature when you're up there on the 180 to 300. So since the image quality is kind of similar to those other name brand lenses, that's why I go with this, just because it has that cool feature, and you can get some very cool pictures of flowers and bugs or whatever you want, macro version. It just allows you to get a little closer. And no, it's not true macro, but it's a 1 to 2, not a 1 to 1 like a true macro is. But it does allow you to get in really close, and especially when you're at 300 millimeters. So let me show you how that works real quick. So this is a plasticky lens, like I said. You want to switch it into manual focus mode, and if you can see here on the side, there's a little gold ring over the 180 to 300. That's where you could switch into this macro switch right here on the side. So you're going to switch it into manual focus. I'll go over why in a second. And then there's another gold ring right here that allows you to get the little focus a little closer. So I can't go any farther because I'm in normal. Never try to force this lens. You can switch it down, the switch down in the macro, and then it allows you to move up in that gold ring. So you could switch it to autofocus at this point if you want. But usually when I'm up in there, I usually have it on a tripod or monopod or something, and just manual focus. But it's up to you. And then when you're switching it back, you want to switch it into manual focus as well. Take it past this where the gold ring is on the focus, and then you could switch it into normal mode. I've come across a lot of these. I buy and sell lenses that where the internal mechanisms, the mechanics are broken on the focus system because people forced the lens. So that's why I'm like just recommending put it into manual focus so you could so that doesn't happen. This lens does come with a hood, which is kind of nice. Autofocus on this is kind of buzzy. Let me see if I, oops. So, well, you can hear it there. But it does work fine. It's just a little louder than, say, those $1,000 lenses. Let me go over the $1,000 lenses again. If you're looking for that 70 to 300, there's also the, higher versions in Canon and Nikon with close focal scale to this, or whatever focal length. And if a lot of reviews will say, well, this lens sucks because there's, and then they'll recommend some $1,000 lens. Well, that you can't compare the two. This is a $100 lens, so is that $1,000 lens going to take 10 times better pictures? No, not really. They're going to be better, but a lot of things on it are like the features that it has. A lot of them will have weather sealing and better focusing, quieter focusing, and such like that, and better build quality. So you have to factor all that in. This one still takes excellent pictures. That those other $1,000 lenses will have a little sharper and a little better colors and contrast, but it's not 10 times better. If you know this lens, you get to know it by using it. Like I always say, you have to get to know your gear. You know that maybe, like on this lens, it's a little soft at 300 if you're open at f5.6. So you could stop down a little bit, f6.3, or a little bit 7.1 or f8 or something like that. Or you can just back it off to around 250 and it will get a little bit better. So just know stuff like that. But at 70, it's actually at f4. I've taken some pretty good portraits with this. So you've got a wide variety of focal length here. So it's a really versatile lens. So yeah, last thing I'm going to say about this is oh, okay. So this is the like I said, it's available for all Canon, Nikon, and Pentax mounts. This is the Pentax, you can see there on the side. It does have the Aperture Ring, so that's kind of cool. So you could adapt this to like a Micro Four Thirds or Sony with an adapter. It will be manual focus, of course. So if you have two different systems, you might be considering these just because it has those. And some of the other ones for like the Nikon and or well, not like the Canon won't have that Aperture Ring on there. So something to think about. All right. Oh, and the last thing I was going to say is this is the newer body constructions. You might come across one that the cosmetic look of the body here is a little bit different because they've been making this lens for 20 years or plus or something like that. So don't worry about it. It's going to be the same. I've had an old version too. It acts the same. All they'll say is that the coating on there is different. It's made for digital. The other one's made for film. But I've tried them and I don't really see a difference. I'd like to have two right beside each other to kind of test them out, but I haven't done that. But I've owned the older version as well, and it works fine. The image quality is the same pretty much. So, yeah, go ahead and get this. You get this for $100 used. The Canon, Nikon, and Pentax, their version of this, or around that version, is going to cost a little bit more, and I just recommend it more. The image qualities are very similar. It might be a little bit better with the other ones, but it's so you have to really pixel peep to see it. It just has this cool macro features and you get a lot of stuff. So here's I've got some pictures on here. I'm pretty sure I'll do some image samples here at the end. Just look at most of them are straight out of camera. I say that, but I might have edited some of these. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure. I have to go back there and see what I've got. These are just some stuff I shot over the last week. So thanks. Go ahead and subscribe if you hadn't. Yeah, thanks for watching.